I would like to call the motion forward to give the report for the New Hampshire Federated Republican Women.
Good morning. As the first vice president, I'm filling in for Jen Couture. She is in the process of having her baby right now. The New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women wants to share some of the activities of interest to you for our year thus far. As Representative Sanborn mentioned, we held a day at the State House. Like many groups, we're focused on candidate recruitment and the upcoming election cycle. On April 3rd, we had a successful day at the State House in conjunction with the House Republican leadership, with more than 80 prospective candidates and activists. The day included committee hearings from elected officials and party leaders, as well as a tour of the State House. We are also trying to help make money to help candidates. We have a fundraiser for the year. It's our big one. It's called our Lilac Luncheon. On Saturday, June 14th, we will be holding the Lilac Luncheon with the former governor of Puerto Rico, Luis Fortuno. The event will be held at the Concord Holiday Inn, and the VIP reception starts at 11 and the lunch is at noon. The tickets are $50 for members and for $60 for non-members. Sponsorships and speaking opportunities are available as well. There is more information outside in the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women's booth. If you are not a member, this is the paid political announcement, okay? If you are not a member of the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women, please consider joining or renewing your membership today. We're comprised of 6 area clubs throughout the state that do tremendous work for our party. Cheshire County, Greater Manchester, Nashua area, North Country, Seacoast, and Sauhegan Valley. Membership is open to men as well as women, and it includes membership in the local club, the State Federation, and the National Federation of Republican Women. More information is available, again, outside at the booth. I want to thank you for your time and your support for the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women.
I'd like to recognize our Assistant Secretary, Fran Wendelbo, for the purpose of reading the Secretary's report.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. There is a copy on the 2nd through 4th page of your handout of last year's minutes. I trust that most of you have reviewed them and that a reading will not be necessary because they have been provided to you in advance. I would like to point out one correction on that 3rd page in the section about the Mel Thompson Award. An extra P snuck in there, 2 of the lines, so we are correcting that. It's correct in one area of that sentence, but it's not correct in 2 other areas. So, do I hear a motion to accept these minutes as amended? Motion is moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.
I'm now going to recognize Dr. Robert Scott to give our Treasurer's report.
Our annual audit is conducted by our long-term partner, Nathan Wexler, who has been helping and assisting the state committee for the last 14 years. And they have been an invaluable asset in maintaining our professional best practices, which is very important for a political nonprofit organization. We continue to have constant change in our officers and our staff, and it's imperative for the state committee to test long-term professional standards and objectives for our operation. And the auditor serves as a quality check along with your treasurer in providing these best practices. While I hear occasionally from some who are concerned about the expense in performing an annual audit, I have to tell you that when it provides the reassurance to our donors and the validity of our adherence to all federal and state statutory obligations, it may be the single best annual investment that this organization expends each year. Our 2013 management letter states that there are no significant reportable conditions or material weaknesses. This will be our fourth consecutive year of receiving a blemish-free, strongly recommended annual audit report, which I would like to extend my gratitude to Chairwoman Jennifer Ford, Assistant Treasurer Eileen Smiglowski, our Executive Director Matt Mowers, and our office staff, but especially to David Chesley. David, and there's so many things behind the scenes that people just do not see, I have to tell you. He is meticulous, he's very dedicated to his work, and he has been very helpful in updating the professional best practices that this organization has. Could you join me in just giving a round of applause for all these people? In regards to our Federal Election Commission reporting, our choice 3 years ago to partner with Aristotle Software and our FEC legal counsel at Clark Hill was an outstanding decision. In 2013, all of our FEC reports were filed both timely and accurately. In fact, for the past 3 years, all of our reports have been of the highest professional quality. And I would like to thank our FEC counsel, Charlie Speeds and Jim Terrell at Clark Hill, and their tireless attention to detail again, along with David Chesley, who has been a laboring oar in not only helping us with the accuracy of our FEC reports, but improving the accounting systems that we have, so from the front end that we are providing correct information. Our New Hampshire Republican State Committee balance sheet as of the year ending of 2013 I would say reflects a normal and ordinary condition of an off-year election cycle. I'd like to thank our Budget Review Committee of Steve Dupree, Alan Glassman, and Rob Casper for their assistance in collaborating with our chairwoman and office team once again to provide these best professional practices. I also want to extend my best wishes to our long-term National Company Chairman and Chairwoman Steve Dupree and Juliana Bergeron for their leadership with the RNC in obtaining this continuous funding during the off-year cycle. First time I've seen it, and the amount of support has been quite significant. Finally, our strategic partners at Nathan Wexler, Paychex, Aristotle, and Clark Hill and Cross Insurance have formed an infrastructure that gives us a sustainable strength to our organization. These partners have been a performing asset that has created a great level of stability for our organization. Finally, having served as your treasurer for the past 15 years, I have worked with successive administrations in developing these external partnerships. While I believe this operative model has been effective due to our ever-changing chair people and office staff, I would like to make one recommendation today to put on the table for future consideration. I'd like to consider changing the chairperson's position and term to 4 years, as it would bring an added level of stability and growth to our organization. It would remove the learning curve period, build a more consistent office team, and would enhance our relationship with the RNC and other external entities. This is just something for you to consider. Please refer now to, I guess at this point in time, finishing my exciting report, do I have a motion to accept? Do I have any questions? We do, yeah.
Hi, Jody Nelson, Derry, and I'm hoping that, oh, sorry.
Microphone, I'm old, I can't hear, I can't see.
I'm a little loud.
Yeah,
I'm Jody Nelson from Derry.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm hoping that you can provide us with a clear copy of the financials so we can read them without going online or they can mail them.
You need a clear copy?
Yes, everybody does.
Oh, everybody? Okay, so we can provide that. Mine is very clear. Madam Chair, as far Any other questions? Second? Second? Okay. And I guess at this point in time, all in favor? Aye. All done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh, it's my turn. I just saw it. At this time, I'm going to share with you the chairman's report. I want to say very clearly what an honor it has been to serve as your chairman for the past 15 months. I'm very excited to stand here today and share with you the progress that we have made. This is an exciting time to be a Republican in the great state of New Hampshire. We are organized, we are energized, and we are ready to win. I promised you that we would hold the Democrats accountable, that we would build the organization we need to win, and that I would personally do everything in my power to lead us to a united victory effort this November, and we are on our way. When Maggie Hassan wanted to build her budget on non-existent revenues from an illegal industry, which by the way is still illegal in New Hampshire today, Republicans said no. Thanks to our Republicans in the Senate, we have a balanced budget with no new taxes and fees. And even though Maggie Tax-Me Hassan wants to take credit for the good work of Republicans, we're going to make sure that every single one of our neighbors in New Hampshire knows the truth. When Maggie Hassan and Terry Gorelli tried to repeal the Education Opportunity Law, a law that finally put to an end the era where a child's educational outcome was determined by their zip code, Republicans said no. They blocked Maggie's repeal efforts and continue to fight to this day to protect equal educational opportunity for all of New Hampshire's children, regardless of their income or their zip code. Every time that Democrats have tried to pass big government, anti-gun, or liberty-limiting bills, there have been good Republicans at the ready to fight for New Hampshire. We are raising the resources we need, over $500,000 already. We are rebuilding our ground game, recruiting hundreds of precinct captains, investing in new mobile technology, growing new town committees, over 24 in the past year. And we have more Republican staff on the ground in New Hampshire than we have ever had this early in an election cycle. Most importantly, I have been all over this state, meeting with Republicans of every stripe. I've been to every county, to committee meetings, to living rooms and diners, and I'm hearing it loud and clear that you are ready to win. We are already seeing the results of your united effort. When Republicans across the state came together and knocked on doors and made phone calls and worked at the polling places, in spite of being outspent by almost $100,000, we won the Executive Council special election. And Republicans still hold very, very Thank you to Joe Kenny for his great work. We have dynamite candidates in every single race. Every single one of them is ready to work for you. Every single one of them is ready to work for New Hampshire. And every single one of them is better than any Democrat any day. Primaries are good for us. Primaries strengthen our candidates, they strengthen our message, and they strengthen our party. I encourage you to embrace these primaries. Pick your candidates, get involved, make your voices heard, promote him or her, whoever you choose, everywhere you go. This is the process that we all fight so hard to defend. The promise that I make to you today is that whomever you choose, whichever one of these extraordinary candidates you send to us in the general election, I will be there 100%, party resources will be there 100% for whoever you send us. We have very little voice in Washington or Concord today. We cannot govern if we do not win. And we will not win if we do not stand together. That means starting today, we must agree to respect our differences and work toward our common goals. There is room in our party for every kind of Republican, as long as you're a Republican. I need every single one of you on our team if we are going to win. If you believe, as I do, in a constitutionally limited government, I want you on our team. If you believe that limited government leads to unlimited opportunity, as I do, then I want you on our team. If you believe that the First and Second Amendments were placed at the beginning of the Bill of Rights on purpose, for a reason, that Obamacare is an assault on freedom and prosperity, if you believe, as I do, that our Constitution was written not to limit your freedom, but to limit our government, then I want you on our team. Liberty Republicans, social conservatives, fiscal conservatives, we cannot win without you. I need every single one of you today. We cannot win in November if we are fighting each other in May. And I don't know about you, but I am here to win. Victory starts right here, right now, with every single one of you. New Hampshire needs you to stand together in this fight. When Republicans win, the entire community is raised up. No matter who you are, what you look like, or where you come from. Republican principles translated into policy lift up the entire community. Businesses flourish as jobs grow, parents can take care of their children, and we are better able to plan for our futures. I am here today to ask you to stand with me, to stand together so that we can win back the House, increase our majority in the Senate. Let's send Carol Shea Porter and Anne McLean Custer back to New Hampshire permanently. Jean Shaheen, the taxing machine, and it's time for her to retire. And come hell or high water, we are sending a Republican to the corner office again. To preserve Republican principles, for everything that I know you're going to do in these elections. Victory starts now. Thank you very much.
GOP TV.